Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm just back to show you a project I've been working on for a little while. And as you see me show it to you, you'll understand why it's kind of taken me a little while to do. It is my first really large doily book that I've done. I've done some smaller ones before, but I've never attempted one quite this size. That's the front cover. And this is what it looks like from the side. Very yummy piles of pinks and creams and whites laces. This is the back, and then I've tied it with a crochet trim through the side and then put the loopy flowers in the spine. So I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the laces and trims that are from the Craft Supplies for You store as I'm going through. So this is the first page, and I actually crocheted, so in between there's the crocheted pages. This is the base for what I worked on for the pages. So there's 4 pages, and then they're worked on front and back. So it gives me a good strong sturdy surface, and that's also what I used on the sides. The loops from the crochet that I did, I used that to loop through to tie the book together. So this is the front, as I said. This is a pleated satin organza trim from the store that actually has the organza is on both sides. This is it in the cream color. I don't have any more of the white left. So it actually comes with 2 sides with the organza and the satin in between. And what I did was I just cut this side off, and I used actually a piece of that in the back. I used that piece, part of it, to make the flower. I just gathered it back up because it's got this beautiful satin edge on it. So that's what made the backing of this flower. And then the little girl image, the little flowers around the edge. The trim is from Craft Supplies for You, and it's a small little dainty trim, perfect for outlining a picture like this. And then I just added some little flat back pearls in the center of those flowers. This is a trim from Craft Supplies for You, the 4 pieces here that I used around the picture, and I just added flat back pearls to those. And then the rest of the flower, these little rosy colored flowers are a fabric flower from Craft Supplies for You, and there's 3 little buds on there, and I think you get about 6 or something in a little bush. And this is one of the little parts of one flower from Craft Supplies for You, and I make them into the butterflies, and I've shown you that before in my other videos. Just fold back one of the petals, and then it looks like a butterfly. Added a little center in it and a couple little pearl sprays for the antennae. And then I'll just move it up a little bit because there is loads of dangles. I'll just maybe hold it up here for a second and just show you. And that's the dangles that come throughout the whole book, all the pages, but you kind of get a pretty big impact on the front page there. But if I just lift this up, I'll just show you what I did on the front page. So this is the most extensive dangles I did was on the first page. This one is attached actually to the flower. So it's some extra pieces of trim that I've added blings and pearls to, some little acrylic flowers that I have added onto a chain attached to the bottom of here, and one of the little acrylic crystals is here somewhere too, if I can find it. There it is. And I just attached that as part of the flowers dangle. And then these little pieces are all part of the dangle on the bottom. And this is a trim I've shown before in my other DT packages, but it's a very pretty trim. It's got this beautiful sort of iridescent thread along the edge of the flowers. And I know I have it here because I laid it out so that I could show it to you. And of course now I can't find it. It comes with these 2 on the edge of it, and then a bit of a mesh between them. So that's what the trim looks like. And I just cut these flowers off each side and used them to make little extra dangle pieces because I love the thread in them. Looks so pretty too. And then underneath that is I'll just flip that up there. It's a piece I've had for a while. I've been hoarding it, and so I know she doesn't have it in the store anymore, but it's one of my favorites, and I just added that in there. It's got all the little dangly pieces, and I added some bling onto that. And then there's just the back of that trim that goes all the way around the page, and then that's the next page is the back of the trim from that page. So with the extra dangle on the front below the flower, it kind of adds a little bit more to the first page. These are the next two pages. And this page is a pocket page, and this is the butterfly trim, pink butterfly trim from the store. And it comes with a sort of a really pretty iridescent edge on it. I don't have any more of the pink left. I have a little bit of the blue, and you can see this has this really, really pretty iridescent trim on the edge. Well, I took that off so that, because it was only going to get hidden anyway, and I'll show you where I've used it elsewhere in my book. And then I just regathered this so that it was just exactly what I wanted to fit on here. One of the doilies from the doily pack in the store, one of my doilies with a little bit of the rosette trim, which she doesn't have any in the store right now, but she did. And then I just put a little charm there, and then made a bow from pink ribbon, put a piece here that I've had in my stash for a long time, and a couple of loopy flowers on the back here. And then this is just a piece from my stash that I used for the bit of dangle here, and another piece from my stash to make the dangle on that page. And then this page, another little girl, and this beautiful trim around the edge here is called a beaded pearl trim, and it's really pretty. It's very soft and got a bit of a stretch to it, but it gathers up really nicely, so it made the edge around this page. And then I used this is from my stash, some little pieces of a trim I had that I cut all up to add around the edge of this one, and some of my beaded butterflies. This little trim here on the bottom, which kind of looks like little banners to me, is very pretty, and that's from the Craft Supplies for You store. There's the one that goes all the way around the page. And then this is the peacock trim, and another trim that I combined together to make this dangle. So the peacock trim is of course the one with the eyes, and I've added in some pearls along. And then this is that trim I've showed before in my other DT package that is a flat trim like this. And I've noticed some of the other designers are showcasing it this month in their design kits as well. And I cut it into the individual pieces, and I find it quite useful in especially if you want to use it for dangles. So I attached them with pearls just in between the peacock eyes, and then I just let them fall down, and then at the bottom I put a little flower on each of them. And this is a flower that used to be in the store, but she doesn't have that anymore. And I think I used the final few I had in this design. Next two pages, this one is a pocket page, and this is my flower page. And this is a beautiful rose trim from the store. You buy it by the yard, but it is really nice for cutting up into smaller pieces. So you can cut each one of these roses up separately, or I did like a cutting of 3 of them, and it has some lovely leaves on there as well. This is one of the Venice trim laces from the store, and it's very pretty as well. Looks really nice around the edge of this page, and I just added some pearls and bling along there. And a few little satin flowers I made up with some little acrylic in the middle. This piece was in my stash, and I have no idea where I got it from. I've had it for a long time, but it makes a good pocket. A couple of those little flowers, and then that other piece of dangle that she used to have in the store that I've been hoarding. and I just added a little bit of bling and some pearls to that. This is another one of her Venice trims from the store, and it's a really, really pretty trim. It's quite a stiff trim, so it has lots of uses that you could use it for, but I just took this piece off the bottom that's quite stiff and I just gathered it. So I was able to do a really nice big flower on this page with it, which I really liked, and it really showcases that trim so nicely. Then I just did a little bit of a light pink ribbon there, and then took one of an applique that I had and blinged it up. So, and I put that butterfly in the middle. And then there's just a dangle trim on the bottom here with a few of my little white clay flowers. And I think that's it for that page. The next two are little girls again. This one has that same satin and organza trim around the edge, and then I did another trim, and this one's called, what's it called, a sheer lace, and it's very sheer but has like an embroidery on it. It's really pretty. I just gathered it up. And then this is that pink pleated trim that I showcased last month. It's a little piece that I have left. It's gathered, and then it has like 2 layers of the trim, and there's like a bit of a satiny edge on it. And so that worked really well around the edge, and it matched her little dress. And then again, that rosette trim, small trim for on the edge, from the store, but no longer available. It's sold out at this time. And then I made a flower with just some of my doilies, one of the doilies from the doily pack, and a little bit of a flower that I made, and a little bit of a center on it with beads, and a few dangles off that flower. And then just utilizing the back of the trim from the previous page, because you can see it peeking out here and there, I just added in a little bit of embroidered trim from my stash, and added a few of these little flowers that I had from the store that I had in a big bushel. I added them to the back of the flowers on the trim. So on the other page you see this side, and on this side you see these ones, and they peek through, and I think it looks quite pretty. And then second to last page is another sweet little girl, and I just made a little butterfly out of one of the flowers and added that sort of sitting on her hand. This is a floral embroidered trim from the store, but I know it's sold out in this color. There is one other color left in the store at this time. This is another beautiful Venice trim in a cream color, and it's really pretty trim too. It has sort of this bit on the bottom as well, a V on the bottom, and then the triangles at the top. It's really, really pretty. And I just added a couple pearls in each of the corners, and then a little bow. And then I made the dangle at the bottom of here, and this is that pink edge from this pink butterfly trim and that I had shown you, and I had it still left. I still have some left in the blue, and it's this really pretty trim here, and I had just cut that off and regathered the lace part, which is really soft and has a bit of a silver butterfly in it. And then the bottom, the rest of it that I'd cut off, I cut it into strips, and I attached it onto the bottom of here to make a dangle off of here, and just added some acrylic bows, and then I added a little bit of that, the little bit of pink trim that's around here. I just had a little bit left, and I thought I like the color of it. It's a very soft pink, so I just put it on the bottom of here. So I just attached, actually I took this thread out of here, which pulls out quite easily, and then I just attached it with some glue at the top, and then took it to the length I wanted for the dangle, and then I cut it up the middle. So it ended up that it's kind of got this kinked, ripply effect, and it splits into these nice little pieces, which are perfect for a little bit of a dangle on the bottom of there. And then go to the back page, and this one I did a gathering stitch on this iridescent white flat lace that I bought from the store, and this is a really pretty lace and very versatile because it's flat, so you can, this is actually a portion of it. I cut it in half. It's about 6 inches wide, and just used that bit to do the ruffle around the edge of this page. And then one of my little doilies I put on top, and this is an applique from the store. This I just got, and it's a beautiful applique. It has like iridescent thread in it and beads and some bugle beads and little seed beads and some sequins down in here. So I placed it on here so it sort of ran down into the bottom, into the dangle as well. And it's about 6 inches in total from the top of the leaves here right down to here. So it's very, very pretty. And this, it actually has like there's a lower petals and the upper ones. So I glued them down a little bit because it is the back of the book and I want it to lay quite flat. And then I just added this little piece out of my stash and just added a little piece of the peacock trim, and then again used that trim that I cut into the pieces, and this time I just added some sequins and little pearls and some seed beads that I had in my stash and added that to the back. So that is my yummy, because it really feels yummy to me, little doily book, and I had lots of fun putting it together. I spent a lot of time on it, and it's been a really fun project to work on, and I think it really showcases some of the beautiful trims and laces that the store has. So please stop by Craft Supplies For You and have a look and see what you might find for yourself and be inspired to make something beautiful. And I will put links to the store in the description box, and I'll put links to the designers that are currently working for Craft Supplies For You and the designs they're working on. There's new ones, or yes, some came out in July, and would be more new ones coming out in August now. And just enjoy looking at their work and be inspired. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.